great stop by Schlager. But it's Messi going to found a way.
Nobody predicted it would go down like this. Not with a failure, not with a moment of embarrassment. But sometimes, the greatest stories need a stumble before the summit. Let's talk about what happened in Dallas on June 22, 2026. Argentina against Austria. Lionel Messi, a man 6 weeks away from turning 39, standing on the doorstep of something no footballer has ever done before. First, you need the context. Miroslav Klose, the German striker who spent 4 different World Cups, from 2002 all the way to 2014, building what felt like an unassailable wall. 16 goals, a record that survived 11 years untouched, through Qatar, through Russia, through Brazil. Every generation looked at that number and shrugged. Nobody's getting there. That's done. That's sealed. Then came Messi, and then came Algeria. He walked into this 2026 tournament already level with Klose. 16 goals, courtesy of a hat-trick in the opening game against Algeria. Tied, joint top, 1 goal away from standing alone at the peak. But this story doesn't start with Algeria. It starts with minute 9 in Dallas, with a penalty and with everything almost falling apart. Stefan Posch brings down Lautaro Martínez. Referee points to the spot without hesitation. Messi grabs the ball. Of course he does. And the moment, you could feel it everywhere. In the stadium, on every broadcast, in every living room watching on screens around the world. 1 clean strike and Klose's name comes off the board. 1 goal and Messi stands alone. He stutters into his run-up. Goes right. Schlager guesses correctly. The ball goes wide of the post. Wide. The crowd exhales. The record stays tied. And the part that makes this even harder to swallow, that was Messi's 3rd missed penalty across World Cup history. Not 2nd, 3rd, which means right there, in the same tournament where he is chasing the all-time scoring record, he simultaneously extended his own record for the most missed World Cup penalties ever. In the same breath, you genuinely cannot make that up. Austria Grow into the game after that. Ralf Rangnick's team, organized, disciplined, not willing to roll over, begin to find their footing. David Alaba makes 2 critical clearances to deny Argentina. The half settles into something cautious and nervous. Messi keeps working. The record keeps sitting there, just out of reach. 38th minute, Facundo Medina slides a ball into the channel. Thiago Almada reads it perfectly and lets it run through. It falls directly to Messi's left foot. Schlager is already moving the wrong direction. Messi doesn't need a second invitation. He bends it into the far corner. The net moves. The AT&T Stadium roars. Goal number 17. Klose's record, the one that lasted 11 years, is gone. And Messi's reaction? Not a wild sprint. Not a chest-beating celebration. He looks up, points to the sky, and you can read the exhaustion and the relief written across his face. That penalty miss had been sitting on him for 30 minutes, and now it was erased. But this is where the story gets even larger than just 1 record. Messi turns 39 in 2 days. He is competing in his 6th World Cup, a feat no male player has ever achieved. And since the age of 35, a point where most professional footballers are coaching youth academies or doing punditry on television, Messi has scored 12 World Cup goals. 12! The kind of number that doesn't make statistical sense. The kind of number that makes you go back and check if you've misread it. The 2nd goal arrives deep in stoppage time. Schlager saves his initial shot, but the ball drops back to Messi inside a crowd of defenders. He squeezes a shot through bodies and into the net. 18! And with 18, he overtakes not just Klose, not just the men's game, he goes past Marta, Brazil's icon and the all-time top scorer across both men's and women's World Cups, who stands on 17. Messi now leads the entire history of the tournament. Every edition, Every nation, men and women combined, he is the number. Argentina win 2-0. They are through to the round of 32. 6 points from 2 matches. And their captain has scored every single goal. All 5 that Argentina have put in the net across this tournament so far. Take a moment with what was around him during this game. His father was unwell back in Argentina. He just missed a penalty in front of the entire world. The record he needed had waited decades to be broken. His opponents were physically a generation younger, and the Texas Heat in late June doesn't negotiate with reputations. After the final whistle, Messi said something that stuck. "Today I had the penalty that I could have scored, but if I had made the penalty, perhaps I wouldn't have reached the other 2 either. You never know. That isn't spin." That isn't someone trying to reframe a bad moment. That is someone who understands at a cellular level that football runs on its own logic, and the only response is to stay ready. On that same evening, Kylian Mbappe scored twice against Iraq to pull level with Klose's old mark of 16. Erling Haaland also found the net. 3 of the greatest players alive all scored on June 22, 2026. But when the day ended, only one of them had rewritten the record books permanently. Argentina's run of form now stretches to 8 consecutive World Cup victories since that stunning Saudi Arabia loss that opened the 2022 campaign. A result that, in hindsight, lit something inside them that hasn't gone out since. Defending champions, fully qualified. And Messi is hunting a back-to-back title. This is what the last chapter of something extraordinary looks like. Not tidy, not clean. A missed penalty in the 9th minute, a record broken in the 38th, and a second goal buried in the chaos of injury time. 18 goals, no fanfare required. The record belongs to him now, and the conversation, honestly, does not need to continue.